Shoes off.
You had
Shoes off.
jacket on.
Shoes off.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone. I have to take my shoes off.
Now we've got to say hello, Auntie Peggy, because Auntie Peggy will be watching.
Really? It's going
Hello.
straight for family.
Hello,
Auntie Peggy.
Hello, Uncle Paul and Hazel, because I know they'll be watching.
Uncle Paul and Hazel. Who are these people? I do know these people.
I was going to say, don't be
Good
talking.
evening. I've just took my shoes off because I'm brought up well. Gemma's just walked in and muddied my carpets. There's carpets in here.
It's so wet.
These are going straight back in the house once I'm done. There you go, darling. You can sort that out. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, it's raining out there. It's terrible out there.
Oh.
Should we lock the door? We can lock the door tonight. We can do a little door.
Oh,
Good evening, everybody.
Rain, go away. Come again another day.
It's awful out there. It's nice to be. We can actually lock the door without asphyxiating ourselves tonight.
Oh, what? Because the heat.
Because the heat, yeah.
It's normally, yeah, I was like, is that bad that I actually thought today? I don't care that it's raining because it's going to be cool in the shed.
It's going to be some. We actually want the rain. We want the storm. We want Storm Francis. I'll be talking about that later.
Francis?
Storm Francis, coming onto that later.
I thought that was Laura.
No, Laura.
Storm Laura.
No, this one now we're in is Francis. Laura's cleared off. She's left him.
Oh.
Come on, let's get the music on. Good evening, everybody. Show number 24. 2-4.
24.
A whole day of shows. If this show was a thriller with Keith Sutherland,
Oh, yeah.
he'd now be finding out who the terrorist was.
Oh.
We're at the peak point of this
I
show
love
now.
24.
But here we are, show 24. I'm Scott, this is Gemma.
Hello.
You know that already. We're in the shed.
We might have new people. Hello, new people.
Hello, new people. Stand up from the shed. Topical comedy. Stand up. We're ringing as parents. We've got questions. It's a bumper show. Let's start with the theme tune.
Here we go.
8:15 on a Thursday night, and I grab my drink and I feel alright. Ain't got nowhere else to go, so I'm going to the shed show. Shed show. Oh yeah. Shed show. Shed show. Let's go. That had a real canter to it.
It was good.
Doom. I think that's the best we've done.
I went a bit quicker today.
You were moving that along.
I went a bit quicker.
You got the whole thing of there's 24. There's not enough time. We've got to just get on with it.
Do you remember that in the programme?
We stopped watching that. One more.
Do you remember, like 3 in the morning?
3 in the morning. Just one more. Just one more.
And that was really before the days of Netflix.
Yeah, and
that was like DVDs.
And before the days of children. We couldn't do it now.
True.
Couldn't do it now. Instead, we have children waking us up rather than terrorist plots. I just want to say, actually, before you go down, because this is wonderful, right?
Go on.
We have some incredible.
Sorry.
That's a nice bit of tension.
Sorry.
We have incredible. Are you going to monitor the stream?
Oh,
Or at
do
some
in a
point?
minute, yeah.
I don't need to tell you, do I? I'm getting tense. We have so many contributions to this show from people.
Yeah.
Like I've had Michael Waterhouse made me an amazing T-shirt. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Paul McGeady from Manky Beds. He made me a T-shirt.
T-shirt.
What other things have people sent us? We've had lots of things. You're all going to be in a cult when the spaceship
shared
comes.
Book.
Hey, I'm going to say that in a minute. Don't spoil it.
I thought you were actually asking
No,
me.
no, that's a surprise. Gemma never reads the scripts. The thing is, right, so what I love is people write in stuff. Now, we've had a contribution tonight for a show we did 2 weeks ago called
yeah.
Faux Pas. Now, in a way, the person that's done that is clever because they've done a faux pas by doing it 2 weeks late.
True.
So they've actually meta.
It's a double.
It's a double
It's
bluff.
a double faux pas.
It's a double faux pas, and this is from Liz Nash, and they're brilliant.
She may want to remain.
This is not from Liz Nash. This is someone else. This is from Kate Nash.
No, this is from Niz Lash.
Niz Lash. Niz Lash. Too late now. Can't edit. It's live, baby. What it is, she said, when you put your foot in it, faux pas. Now, this is amazing because she said a friend of hers moved into a new house and was slagging off like you do. You stood there slagging off the old decor. Going
Liz
up.
wasn't the woman.
No, the woman who was doing it.
Yeah,
she was just going, I can't look at that bathroom and all that. That's coming out, all that. Look at that. Who lives like that? And Liz went, yeah, those curtains are awful. She went, they're just new, those. Those are the first things I've bought. So.
You know, when I read it, I was like, oh, you just
brutal. I would have just drawn the curtains and left like it was a morgue. Just drawn the curtains.
What?
And,
No, not those curtains.
No, not what? No, curtains.
Not
I mean
those.
carpets.
I meant
Carpets.
the old curtains.
I meant my curtains at home. My curtains. And then, this is another one. Her partner went to a bad taste party. Now, these is where you go and it's sort of like, bad
Naff
taste
clothing.
naff clothing.
Naff clothing.
So anyway, he and his mate went dressed as Stephen Hawking's. And they walked in and everyone was wearing Hawaiian shirts. I just love that. I love the massive wrong end of the stick.
Oh, just so badly misjudged.
And before we move on as well, I was mentioning people being creative to us. You've been creative, Gemma.
Oh.
And I've brought this in the shed. She doesn't even know I've brought this in. So what you don't know is that
This is right. Okay, go on then.
it's amazing.
Go on, then.
Because what we do is on a night, we like a couple of pensioners, we watch Bullseye and Gemma knits. And just see the little knits
No,
going.
Oliver Boswell knows I sent 2 little bonnets
Yeah, Oliver.
to his nieces.
Oliver,
They probably never wear them, but it's a token.
It's a gesture.
It's something that it's a keepsake.
You got a good batch, Oliver, because this is genuinely when she knits, and I know she's stressed when she keeps knitting because she's knitted this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a what is it?
It looks like a Rastafarian, like that you keep your dreads in,
That's for keeping poppadoms warm. Look at the size of poppadom warmer. That is a hat. Gemma said it's a hat for a baby. A baby what? Gruffalo. It's massive.
No, just come back. No, look.
What is it?
It's a doily. It's for plates.
This is like whose line is it anyway?
No,
what is
you
it?
can drape it over fruit.
We've been putting it over bananas. To stop insects.
No, to stop the fly. You know them fruit flies?
Fruit flies,
fruit
yeah.
flies.
So
I hate those fruit flies.
But he started off as a bonnet.
Or
what did he start off as?
We could do a pear, or
boob warmers. What did it start as?
I just kept casting on.
I just kept on knitting.
No, I have
like the Forrest Gump of the wool world.
I never have a pattern. I just do it off.
I
freestyle. And I just kept casting on. And I thought I'll make this one a bit bigger.
It's too short and long and spaceshipy.
No, I should have gone long, and then it could have.
It's a body warmer for a flying saucer. I love it. Anyway, Gemma's available. Gemma's knitting is like the Letitia Cropley's cooking in Vicar of Dibley. She tries, but you don't want to wear it. There you go. Oh, bless her. There you go.
Just wear it properly. Let's just model
it. Won't fit.
No, just try.
I mean,
just try. That's not bad.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. This is where we
could put some elastic round it, and then it would grip. You've got a lot of hair there.
Good evening. Like a hairnet, a woolly hairnet.
That's quite nice.
We could have gone out in the rain with this. Anyway. Okay. What I wanted to say is...
It's provided a bit of entertainment,
and
that's what we're about.
It is, absolutely. Well, also, you mentioned the book, the entertainment, the book.
Oh.
This is from a regular viewer to the show, Nick Mellors.
Oh.
Now, here we are. He's got me this. It's a book, Gemma, and it's 101 things to do in a shed. Yeah. Now, I just want to say, Nick... He's bought me this, 101 things to do in the shed. Are you struggling? Are you okay?
It's okay. I'm just finding the feed, love.
All right.
You just carry on.
101 things to do in the shed, right?
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, these books, historically,
these
sort of books where they give you like a list of things, I find quite difficult to deal with because normally you get the one which is 1,001 places to see before you die. We've had that before, and that is a waste if you've got young children. It's such a waste because we're never going to use that. Do you know what I mean? The intention is good. The intention is good. No, but they've got it's not 1,001 places. It's 1,001 regrets, is what it is. And then they sort of say stuff like,
it probably wouldn't sell if it was called that.
I know, but page 15, go to Nepal and check out Everest Base Camp. My two are whinging walking around a National Trust property. Never mind that they're scaling one of the 7th wonders of the world. All they'll be doing is saying to that Sherpa, are we nearly there yet, mate?
Yeah.
Are we nearly there yet, mate? We've got 4 days yet. 4 days at zero altitude.
You'd never hack that, would they?
Zero oxygen, do you know? Unless there's a page on Skegness Butlins and Haven Holidays, we're not going to find it. So he's got me this book, right? And he says, like, here we go. It says in the book, it says here.
Have you bookmarked?
There's a little thing here.
A little ditty.
Take one shed, add this book, and you'll instantly have 101 things to do. And that's just the start. Well, the point is, Nick, I don't want jobs. I come in the shed to avoid work.
Yeah.
I come in the shed to skive, mate.
Did you spot that on page 78?
What?
Get out from under your wife's feet.
Exactly. There should be a page in here on There's no page in here on drinking. There's no page in hiding from your responsibilities.
No.
There's no page in
But
here
do
in
you
coming
know
and
what?
just
No.
sorting.
Do you know what though? Seriously, I've had a look at this book and it's really good.
It is. I'm going to go through it
I
now.
know. I really like it. There's something comforting about this book.
It is. It's like a little window into
Because
the
you think
past.
it's going to be a bit of a piss take, but it's not, is
It's
it?
not.
It's
Well,
actually quite...
I mean, you say
You learn
that.
something.
You say that. There's some projects in here. Make a dog kennel. I mean, if Gemma said to me, the kids haven't been bathed, you've got to do empty the dishwasher. I can't. I'm working on a dog kennel. We haven't even got a dog. I could never do that project. Right. The other one here's ones I've highlighted a couple here.
Oh.
This one's my favourite here.
This is like your little your shed Bible.
Shed Bible. Now look at that, Gemma. You can make a toothbrush holder.
Oh!
Imagine that popping up in the bathroom. Gemma would be thrilled with that, Nick.
I really would be
Covered in
thrilled.
hot melt, looking like some GCSE arts and crafts
I actually
project.
would be quite thrilled with that.
I'm sure you would. Stick that on the side next to the shower. She'd love that.
It'd go in the cupboard.
It'd go in the cupboard. It'd go in the bin. It'd go in the
No,
bin.
it wouldn't go in the bin.
Here's the other one. Here's the other one here. What's the other one? Oh, a child scooter.
Oh, God!
Now, imagine
I'd love
me
to see
sending
that.
my two to school. They wouldn't get bullied on that, Nick.
That looks reminiscent of that go-kart your dad
Yes,
bought you.
which I lost my teeth on. The only kid that would want that as a scooter, Nick, is Charlie Bucket from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Look at it. You can't send him to school on that death trap. The only page in here that I'm interested in, can I tell you which page it is?
Go on.
It's page number 14, joints and how to make them. That's what you do in the shed. That's what you do in the shed. I mean, I'm joking. It's not that sort of kind. It's the
Oh, yeah.
stop
Dovetail.
joint, butt joint.
Butt
A
joint.
dowelled
Oh,
butt.
yeah,
Come in the shed and do
yeah,
a dowelled
yeah,
butt
yeah,
joint, Nick. That's
yeah.
what I want to do. But thank you, Nick Mellors,
Ah, that's
for
really
that
kind.
beautiful gesture.
It was. It was
Well, let's
so
have a little
nice.
round of applause for Nick.
Oh, no,
Oh,
I
no.
turned it off, love.
Let's just clap.
Yeah.
Let's just clap.
I
Thank
don't
you.
think we have a clapping.
We don't have a clapping
I'll tell
sound
you what,
effect.
let's do him a gibbon.
Thank you, Nick. That needs to be a louder gibbon.
All right.
Now it's gone off. The moment's gone. There you go. Thank you, Nick. It was worth it.
Simon's gone.
Are you going down or are you staying
I'm
up?
going down.
See you in a tick.
See you in a
See you in a
mo.
tick. Gemma's going down there. If you want to shout out, do shout. Gemma's on the feed. She know where she is.
Woo-hoo.
She down on the floor. Not my choice. It's just what she wants to do. She down on the floor. So what I want to say is we're going to have a roundup of the week, Gemma, and then I've got a cracking bit that I've written all about my confusion about weathermen.
Oh.
Or weather reporters, should I say. Okay, what we're going to start by saying, Gem, is also we're going to round up my week's news, what we've been doing. Another fans of the show, Gemma.
Woo!
Colin and Sarah in Haworth. Do you know Colin and Sarah?
Yeah.
Now, I performed at their gig, and on top of a van, Gem,
Yeah.
in a car park in Haworth.
Oh, this looked amazing.
It was amazing. Now, this is Emily.
Was this Tom Binns' van?
It was Tom Binns' van.
Yeah.
He's a comedian. He's not like a plasterer.
Yeah.
He's a proper comedian performer. And do this. And it was in Haworth, and it was where Emily Bronte was born. Now, the ironic thing is, she wrote Wuthering Heights. And I just want to tell you, on top of that van,
Yeah.
I was afraid of them, which was a real ironic twist, because it was higher than I thought. And I looked down, I felt like a pole dancer with punchlines up there. And I could look down, Gem, and I saw all the bald heads, the blokes' bald heads.
There's
And
no wrong with the bald
I mean,
head,
there was,
Frankie.
love, because one of them was a woman. Got that wrong. That didn't start well.
Oh.
But also there was some posh people in fancy cars, Gem. There was like a really nice Jaguar that they could tell the posh people. They peeped. Even the way they peeped was posh, Gem. They went, beep, 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 over here, Jester. Beep, beep, beep.
Oh.
Send a joke my way, you northern idiot. Beep, beep, beep. Very good. Get the staff to send him. Look how eager he is. They were really keen, Jem. They were like, look how he's eager. He's stood on a van for our entertainment. Beep, 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 beep. And what I loved as well, Jem, is that
They were a good crowd.
it was great because there was people having picnics in front of the cars.
that's great.
It was like great fun. Like it was like I'd been asked to play Glastonbury, Gemma, and then I got there and found out they meant the car park. But it was still nice. I did a gig at Shrewsbury Castle in the castle grounds.
This sounds a bit posh.
Very posh. Do you know what's amazing? I got there. They're all drinking prosecco and beer on the grounds of this castle, Gem.
Yeah.
Imagine that in the grounds of a castle. Beautiful.
Lovely.
And what I thought was, you take comedy away.
Yeah.
It's just people drinking in a castle, and they are just a public nuisance. They're one up from tramps now. They would have been moved on. They've been arrested, but The thing was as well, again, I was outside Gemma. I wasn't keen on swearing. I didn't swear once. You'd have been proud of me. And the reason why is I just thought it seemed disrespectful in Castle Ground. But then someone reminded me that people have been beheaded and women burnt at the stake. So a Yorkshireman saying the F word was probably the least of their problems, really. We also, Gemma, had a little holiday away. And little being the preoperative word, because it was a day. It was 2 days, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We got there to the seaside, Bridlington. Olivia forgot her entire wardrobe.
Oh, no, hang on, back up there.
We did. I did. I did.
No, I'll take full responsibility for that. I don't know how I did it, but I did. I forgot her entire case of clothes.
So she had no clothes whatsoever. So we had to go out. Gemma she got her entire new wardrobe from Morrison's, and that kid looked amazing. First night she went out in a cauliflower with a couple of ciabattas strapped to her feet. She looked fantastic. Bit of Parma ham on the head.
Yeah, with a pair of wellies on.
Obviously, as I've said before, Gemma, it's not a holiday with children, it's stress on tour.
Yeah.
And effectively, all you're asking him to do is to just piss in a different toilet. That's all you're saying to these kids. That's what you're doing. And basically, we split ourselves, me and Gem, because we had to get 2 rooms, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we went in one.
Never works
and
out
it never works out. Gemma went in one kid, I went in with the other. And I picked the room next to the biggest snorer. The guy next door was snoring through 2 partition walls, and he was like he was next to me. It was like he was kissing me on the ear. And I couldn't... Once I'm a light sleeper, and I know what I was listening to, Gemma? I was listening to my Calm app, which I recommend, because if you're feeling stressed, what's good now is that the mobile phone companies that mainly are your cause of stress have now offered a solution, which is a Calm app. And
I didn't know about this.
I get Stephen Fry to read me a sleep story.
Ooh.
And it's a sleep story. He talks about being in Provence, and it was wonderful. He says, "My name's Stephen Fry," and he slows it right down, Gem. "You're in deepest Provence. Breathe." He goes like this, Gemma. "Breathe in the lavender in the fields. The gravel crunches underneath your feet."
Oh, he's got the best voice.
But then all I could hear was the gravel crunches in underneath your... Breathe in the lavender. And do you know what? It went on for hours, and then he stopped, and I thought he might be dead.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to raise the alarm because I can get a couple of hours in. He wasn't dead. I saw him at breakfast. Yeah. But this is the problem, isn't it? I mean, the other things we've done while we were away, we watched the classic film Big with the kids.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up.
Incredible film. 80s, Tom Hanks, absolute classic. If you don't know what it is.
You know, I think of that film every time I do Question of the Week.
Absolutely. Chopsticks. That's what it is when they're on the piano. Someone said to me, what's happened to Scott's head?
Scott, those comments are from 10 minutes ago.
I thought that someone said I was bleeding or something.
No, it's when you had the hat on, love.
Oh, right. Oh, sorry. I thought I genuinely got a cut on my head.
Those comments are from like 10 minutes
ago. They're from last Tuesday. That comment is as old as Liz Nash's at the start. So Tom Hanks, obviously you know the plot. He's a 13-year-old boy who wishes he was big, and he wakes up and he's 30. Right? Yeah. And a woman he works with ends up falling in love with him, and there's a funny bit where he awkwardly touches a boob for the first time, doesn't he, Jan? And he plays it perfectly.
That was the only bit that Liv had to leave the room.
She had to leave. She gets embarrassed. Cringe. Hashtag cringe. And he played the moment perfectly. The boob, not the boob. The moment. The moment was perfect. Not the way he touched the boob. Anyway, but I just thought, imagine if it was the other way around. It just wouldn't work, would it? A grown man falling in love with a girl who's 30, who's actually 13. Just sinister, Jem.
Probably.
It's just sinister. It just doesn't work. It doesn't have that same light approach. I mean, who would direct it, Jem?
Yeah.
Woody Allen. Or Roman Polanski. They'd line up to do that, probably.
God.
But anyway, I did enjoy watching that with the kids. Just sort of, give him some classic cinema, Gemma. Some classic cinema.
It's bloody brilliant. I love that film.
Brilliant. Topical news, Dem. Have we got a
jingle?
Yeah, we haven't got a jingle.
What, for topical news? Topical news.
She hasn't even got up off the floor. That's how little. Just fingers on the keyboard. Topical. Go on, do it again.
Topical news.
Go on.
Topical news.
Don't even care. It's actually better than I could have done, and I'm stood up.
God.
Topical news, Gemma. It's raining outside, and apparently it's the remnants of Storm Francis.
Oh,
We've had Storm Francis this week. 80-mile-an-hour winds, Gemma.
Oh, jeez.
Now, I've got a bit of an issue with storm names.
I thought you were going to say you got a bit of an issue with wind.
I've always got an issue with wind. Storm names, right?
Yeah.
The name Francis, it's not really appropriate for a deadly weather front, is it?
No.
Because the Pope is called Francis. He's a
I was
lovely...
going to say, Francis does sound a bit biblical.
He is. He's like a man of the cloth. He's gentle. I used to work with a lad called Francis. Never hurt a fly.
No.
You know, I know people in this storm on our street who've lost wheelie bins and trampolines. That's more the behaviour of a Darren. You'd expect that from a Darren, wouldn't you? Like a storm. Darren's been round again. What's he done? Well, look at the place. Look at the state of the place. Wheelie bins have gone over. He took all my wing mirrors off. Darren's been there. Look at Darren's coming. That's what it needs to be, Storm Darren. If you woke up and your garden was trashed, you'd be like, oh, Darren's been. Clearly Darren's been, right? But what I love is the British Bulldog spirit, Gemma, in this kind of weather. Because like in the floods, you always see someone like kayaking to the shops.
Yeah.
And I love that. I just love a bloke who just down the middle of a high street in a life jacket, just kayaking. I am not staying in. I am going, my life is continuing. And his wife's just in a dressing gown at the end of the driveway, or sandbags out. She's going, come back, Roger, please, you're going to die out there. And he's like, no, Marjorie, I've got the kayak. I'm going to bloody use it, love. I bought this from Decathlon. I've had it in the van for months. But here we go, Gemma. I've been looking at storm names for you, Gem.
What, you Sado? What
Sado, right, because I didn't realise this. They publish them in advance.
What do you mean?
You can find out
the
list.
What the next storm will be
What the
called?
next storm's going to be.
Brilliant. What have we got coming then?
The one we've got coming is Gerda.
Gerda?
Gerda. Now, where does that originate from? Gerda.
I'm going to say Holland.
Nearly. It's Scandinavian.
Is it?
It's Scandinavian, and it means protector. Gerda. And it's also what they make iron brew from. So it's a Glaswegian storm. I hope it's not a Glaswegian storm. There'll be nothing left of the country. But yeah, also on the list, do you want to hear what the other things are on the list?
Go on, then.
We've got Storm Hugh, Storm Iris, Storm Jan, Storm Kitty. My favourite one coming up, Gemma, Storm Liam.
Liam?
That'll be a Mancunian storm, people. You'll just see him coming out going, all right, I'm mad for it a lot for this storm, mate. I'd put that patio furniture away if I were you, mate. I'm going to smash it. I'm mad for that patio furniture. But then do you know what he'd say, Gemmies? Don't worry, because afterwards there's going to be plenty of sunshine. There you go. I've been
you were desperate to
do that one all day. Shine. Storm Mora. Storm Noah.
Hang on, Mora?
Mora. M-A-U-R-A.
Oh,
Mora. I don't know if I can't even say it. That's not going to be one if we can't even say it.
No, what was
Storm Noah, which is incredible because that means that they'll definitely be putting the animals on a boat before it arrives.
Oh,
fantastic.
God.
There's other ones here. Tara, Vince, Willow. My favourite one,
Storm
Jen.
Willow.
Storm Willow. That doesn't sound right. Storm Olivia.
Oh!
Storm Olivia. Now, what I love about that is Olivia. Now, just to what that's going to be the most brutal one, Gemma.
Yeah.
Because we've been living with Storm Olivia for 10 years now, and if her bedroom's anything to go by, when this one hits, it's going to be absolute carnage, mate. Honestly, because Storm Olivia is going to be loud, windy, and it's going to cost you thousands. That's what it's going to do. I'm boarding up the windows and hiding in the cellar if Storm Olivia arrives. Honestly, that's why I've got this shed. I'm hiding from Storm Olivia every single day. People, watch out because it's coming.
Oh, she's not a storm.
She's not a storm. She is. She's a storm girl. She's a big ball of energy. I don't even know what I'm saying here. But I want her to be a storm, Gemma. We can't say you look pretty to Olivia. She won't have it. I don't look pretty. I look cool, Daddy. Yeah. Great. I love her for that. The excluded names, Gemma, because they don't go for every name.
Yeah.
Excluded names.
Go on.
Apocalypse. Baldrick, Big Bosh, Nasher, Hot Brew, Root Ripper, Stormageddon, Sweet Caroline, Vader, Voldemort, and Branch Wobbler.
I'm not surprised they don't have Vader.
Branch Wobbler. Branch Wobbler is code word for someone who's dogging. They're in the branch. Come over here, Branch Wobbler. Do you know other rejected names? They get even better, Gemma. Hammer, Hades, Freebooter, Forkbeard, Megatron, Bluetooth, Storm Bluetooth. This is the best name, Gemma. In a teacup. Storm in a teacup. They had a bit of a Noddy, and poacher. The Met Office said the names of retailers such as B&Q and Asda were also excluded. You can't have Storm Asda.
No.
I mean, you could have. I think you could have Storm Waitrose, which
what?
would be a gentle breeze.
Stormicado
Would be a gentle breeze, Gemma. It'd sort all your recycling out. And then you go in, and what you'd assess the damage after Stormicado, wouldn't you? What have they done? Well, they've separated the food into organic and wheat-free. I don't know what. It's a very selective Storm we've got there.
Who decides on the name?
The Met Office, mate. They're clearly on drugs.
I bet they've got a job just for
Storm names.
Or the Storm Namer.
Storm Namer, the Storm naming guy. I think he just spins a wheel, has a couple of drinks, and just goes, Derek! Derek, mate. Storm King.
Oh! Neil Hogg just said Stormsy.
Stormsy, I like it. It's got a bit of alliteration in there, isn't it?
Very good. Nice.
What I want to talk about now, Gemma, is weather reports, right?
Right.
Because I think I'm onto something
You know
here.
I love weather.
Gemma's a big fan of weather. Now, what I love about this, I think I've got your ideal job coming up, right? Anyway, what I love is they always send out, still, in 2020, with all the technology, Gem, they still send out a poor balloon, a poor weather reporter into the.
Balloon.
No, they send a poor weather reporter into the middle of the storm, right? We don't need to see.
No, we do. I love.
Let me just say this though: we don't need to see someone struggling to stay at their feet. We believe you. It's the weather. We believe you because we can see it out the windows. We can hear it on the window. We can hear it on the roof. We don't need to see someone hanging on for dear life. Get them back to the studio where they're safe, Gem.
No, we don't believe.
You want to see? It's because of you. These weathermen.
I want to see
someone struggling,
hanging on for dear.
You absolutely say this. It's
No, I want it so windy.
Right.
That they have to have one of them.
well done for marrying me. Carry
They
on.
have to have one of them muff things on the microphone.
They want a muff on the microphone. One of these.
Yes.
Gemma wants a microphone muff on everyone. And the part like that.
I want it. You know when the hair's flapping about.
Yeah, you want that.
Yeah, I want all
of that cagoules
Yeah.
covering their faces.
Yeah.
What I love, right, is that they're out there in their brand new Met Office cagoules, holding a microphone with a muff on, saying to everyone, Gem, stay inside! It's too dangerous! You stay inside, right? Do you know what it is, though, Gem?
Go on.
It's their moment, innit?
Yes.
They're reporting from the front line.
It's the weather.
They are war correspondents. I reckon it's everything they got into that game for, love, right?
Yeah.
It's a competition between them
It's
all.
the moment they've been waiting
But
for.
no, but I reckon they've got a WhatsApp group of weather reporters, and I reckon they go, bloody hell, do you know about Schaffenacke? Schaffenacke got blown off a railway bridge last week, the lucky bastard. What about Blizzard? Sarah Blizzard. She's been swept out to sea. Sarah Blizzard. Gemma knows them all by name. She's been swept out to sea on a rubber dinghy. Yeah, and you hear about Carol Kirkwood. You hear about her, that video of her who went viral. She lost her bra on the Shetland Islands. She's forecast a cold front for the next 2 weeks. I'm not surprised, right? What I love as well, Gem, is that some of them exaggerate it because, like, you know it's television, right? Yeah. They know, like, people like you, they love talking about the weather. They've got to make it exciting, right, Gemma? So I think when the camera comes on, they give it an extra, like, 20%. And they'll go like this. This is my impression of someone, right? It'll go like that. They'll be like that. Yeah! The storm is gathering pace now. I can hear a tree snapping. Tell my family I love them. I might not make it out of there, Peter. That's the cameraman. I'm scared. I don't want to die, Peter. And then, do you know what you see, Gem?
Go on.
In the background, a bloke just walking his dog like that. Just like that, Gem. Just going, all right. Bit windy, isn't it? All right. I love that, wondering what all the fuss is about. Like, and the person holding the camera, they've stayed on their feet. They're holding a camera, you don't hear a peep out of them.
Well, do you know what? All that hot weather, I think they'd be quite disappointed. It was just like every day.
They wanted it.
Again.
They were do you know where you want to be, though?
Go on.
You don't want to be a weatherman in America. I got into a bit of a YouTube loop.
Why?
Because they send them into hurricanes, man.
Oh, that's my dream.
You don't want to...
No, not a hurricane. I want to chase storms.
Chase storms. You don't want to report from them, Gemma. I looked, and it was a news report of American, right? He was like Kansas.
A hurricane or a tornado?
He was in a tornado, like, and he's reporting. He's like this, Gem. The camera cuts in, and he's got rope tied round like a telegraph pole, and he goes, "Hi, my name's Bob Walderhog. I'm from Kansas City, KLPY Weather Reports." And he's holding on like this, and he's going like that. And then he's just going, "Shit, that was a cow." The cow goes, "I'm trying to report the weather. My eyeballs have been sandblasted. My name." gonna go back to the studio here at KPMY. I'm trying to do the weather report, but I'll be honest, I think I'm gonna die out here. That was an actual 4x4 going past there. And then they just sort of go, he comes back to the studio. They'll be like, we'll be catching up with him later if he survives. But I just wonder what a funeral of a weather presenter would be, Jem.
What?
Because it's going to be different, isn't it? There'll be no outpouring of grief.
Why?
There'll be a downpour of grief. Followed by some sunny spells and occasional showers. Oh, do you know what though? I think I could see you doing that. And you want to be on Twister, sending up that little thing into the...
Twister was one of my favourite films ever, even though it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just up there like that.
I just love watching tornadoes.
Just send it up like a little weather vane.
I'm actually quite glad. I know we have terrible flooding, but I'm glad we don't live in a country where we have got a lot of scary stuff going on.
Yes, I know what you mean.
But then it's a bit boring, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, why don't we move abroad? Let's move to a hurricane. I think our lives aren't complicated enough. Let's move into Tornado Alley. There you go. We're selling up. There'd be nothing left of this shed. I'd be hanging on to it, Jem. Just flying out like that, Jem. All you'd see is my legs just going, I'm doing a shed show. And that'd be me gone. Also in the news, Gemma.
Yes.
And we're going to ring them soon. My mum and dad turned 70.
Yay!
Ryan Mags. Well, my mum turned 70. My daddy's 73. There's a lovely family picture.
I printed a picture of your mum and dad.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. They know what they look like.
Happy birthday.
We've done all that. We've done all that. What I want to love about it is they're 70, and it's both birthdays on the same day.
Yeah.
Unusual, that, isn't it? Well, not really. They're brother and sister. They're brother and sister. Oh, that's a silly gun. No, but it is weird.
No, it is weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
No, weird's the wrong word. It's unusual.
It's unusual.
It's shocking.
Roy and Margaret, their name of their house is Roma.
Yes.
Or Roma. My mum's like, that's fake, that. I said, no, it's just the name of an house.
No, they named it, you
They named it, of course, but it's not fake. They've made it up then, haven't they? I thought they'd arrived. It was Roma. It's meant to be.
No, don't be a pleb.
Sorry, I'm a pleb.
Built that house.
This is the best era to be a pensioner.
Yeah.
It's the worst era to be a kid. It's the best era to be a pensioner. And I'll tell you why. It's facts, right? Because I've looked at it's the best era in terms of financially.
Right.
They benefited from the cheap housing. Yeah. They've got the pensions. They've got the benefits. They're in the best. Honestly, it's proven the baby boomers best generation to be at the moment.
The boomers.
50% of them are in the highest tax bracket. 50% of pensioners, mate, in the highest tax bracket, right?
How is that possible?
Because they're minted, mate. They're cashed in. They got their house for 40 pence.
Oh.
That's what it is, right? This is the thing. I think as you get older,
I
think you get angry about smaller things. I think when you're younger, you're full of energy, you've got fire, you go on marches, you care, you're passionate, you want to save the world. When you're in your 60s and 70s, you've got a lot on, you can't be arsed. It's just too much effort. You know what I mean? You've got a busy day, you know, and I think it's more like admin. Like, if they had a movement, I thought of one, Jem. It'd be like MGM, the Minor Gripes Movement. That's what they'd turn up with placards, Jem, beautifully made because they've got the time, and they'd be protesting about stuff like parking fees,
your dad would.
the price of stamps, or the fact that Greggs have put 2p to heat your pasty. That's the sort of shit they go ape over, right?
They don't really do that, do they?
But yeah, they do. You charge them more to heat it. Of course they do. Well, there's a tax, isn't there, on pasties, hot pasties. I don't want to get into the dynamics of Greggs pasty. Right? They wouldn't riot, Jem. You'd just cause a road blockage with a load of mobility scooters. And just take over a park playing endless bingo until they were arrested. But you couldn't do chants with older people. Because you'd be like, what do we... Because they'd be a bit forgetful, love. They'd be like, what do we want? Oh, I don't know, mate. It's gone. It's gone. When do we want it? Well, not Wednesdays. I've got Pilates. Not Wednesdays. But my dad's, at the moment, his big thing is the licence fee. It's over 75. Why am I still paying for my licence fee? I'm going to have to pay for it now at 75. And the poorest pensioners...
Your dad isn't 75.
Well, over 75. At some point, you can see it looming. He's going to have to fork out £157.50 a year, which is double the price of his first house. So he's angry about right? The changes, right, Jem? The government has said will save the BBC £700 million or 1.5 Gary Linekers. Right? My dad my dad had a final salary pension though. The housing boom. It's made like I said, they're the richest. They're in the glory years, right?
Oh, yeah.
But there may have been the post-war babies.
Yeah.
But the only battle these guys have been in is in the whoops aisle at Asda over the last tiramisu, and that's the point. Is that technically
Whoops aisle.
fighting in the whoops aisle. I was in the trenches. Well, you weren't, mate.
They
Were
still
you?
do whoops at Asda.
I think they do whoops. Whoops. If you don't know the whoops aisle,
that's cheap.
you might not know the whoops aisle if you care about what you put in your body and you've made the right life choices. But the whoops aisle is stuff where they put a price in and they go whoops, and they put a price on. So like you get a cheesecake, it's like $6.99. Whoops, a penny, and you go, that's a mistake. And the reason why they say whoops, Gemma, is because they've dropped it and kicked it round for a day.
Oh,
But the whoops aisle, I love the whoops aisle. I love it. You've got cheesecakes though that look so. You got like.
What did Tesco have?
I don't know.
Like.
I don't know.
Oopsie daisy.
Oh shit! Tesco have. Oh shit! Oh shit! Aisle. Oh shit! That's a fiver. That. The Sainsbury's have.
Oh, Aldi's like. Oh my god!
Oh my god! Sainsbury's is taste the difference range, or as people in Yorkshire call it, the it's how much range. Right, but what I was going to say is
that's a great joke.
It's a great joke. I wrote that one. Thank you. The whoops aisle, I love it because you walk past and like you get like puddings, Gem.
Yeah.
Then in the middle of you have like a falafel just going, save me. It's so like withered and knackered. Just save me from this fate on the whoops aisle. So anyway, technically,
Trek your sen.
Trek your sen. Be good to yourself. Yorkshire version. Trek this sen. Trek this sen. Has had a tough day. Trek this in. I wasn't going to do this bit, but Gemma's right. I used to have a bit of material like this. Do you know what I like as well?
It used to really make me laugh.
You could do M&S voiced by Sean Bean.
Yeah.
This ain't just any pie. This is a Trek this in pie. Trek this in, so Trek this in pie. I've waffled far too much on that. Trek this in pie.
Trek this in.
Right.
Oh, God.
Technically, Gemma, the Queen and Prince Philip qualify for a free TV licence.
Well.
They qualify for a free TV. If you're sat there watching Pointless on a solid gold throne with the butler bringing you biscuits,
it's not right.
You need to cough up, mate. I'm sorry, but if it was the peers, Gemma, this is the only bit of politics in the show.
Right.
It was the peers who suggested the scrapping of the licence fee for pensioners, right? And this is a quote from Lord True. He said, "We are calling from some of the outdated benefits based purely on age to be removed," he said. Not all the benefits, Gemma.
No.
In particular, not the ones where an unelected peer gets hundreds of pounds a day for turning up, sitting in the House of Lords, farting and falling asleep. They're keeping that one. That one's essential. There you go. That little bit of politics there, Gem.
Very good.
Right, before we move on to question of the week. Question of the week. I've got one little story here. I've got a story here. Baby names, Gemma.
Oh.
Baby names.
Oh, I've heard about this week.
Baby names. Two. You know what they are? Two popular ones.
I know.
Go on.
Olivia.
No, Olivia's still very popular, but they reckon the next one's Dua.
Who?
From Dua Lipa.
Get lost.
Yep. And Kylo. Kylo. Kylo, which is how they say kilo in Dudley. Kylo. It's a Kylo, mate. All right, mate. Kylo. It is a kilo, dead man. Here we go, Gemma. I found this story online.
Go on.
Derbyshire parents named their son Lucifer.
What?
A couple won the battle to officially name their son Lucifer after a registrar told them he wouldn't succeed in life if they chose it. Dan and Mandy Sheldon went to register their 4-month-old son last week, but the council office was open after lockdown. Dan said the pair had been excited, but they handed over the forms, and the council registrar at the local office looked at them in disgust.
Right.
She allegedly tried to bar them from using the name because it's used as a moniker for the devil, Gemma.
Well, of course it is.
Lucifer in Greek means light bringer and morning. That's what they said, but she wouldn't listen. Honestly, we thought it was a nice name. It's a unique name. We don't expect to get so much grief out about it, right?
Did they know it's
I mean, I don't know. I think their other choice was Damien.
Oh, God.
Or the supreme god of darkness. The other thing is, they said he won't get a job. The only job he won't get, let's face it, Gemma, is a vicar.
Yeah.
Innit? Everything else will be fine. And what I love as well is when they said
the Lucifer.
a registrar said to him, Gemma,
Yeah.
Lucifer wouldn't succeed in life. He's not going to be bothered. It's the afterlife where he has done it. That's where he's going to clean up, mate.
Very good.
It'll be weird when he's older. Every time he gets up in the morning, he'll have to say, Lucifer has risen. He would like cereal and hot pancakes.
God.
I don't think being called Lucifer will affect his education, right? I know plenty of teachers, Gemma, who are given a choice between a Lucifer or a Callum, would take a child named after the devil rather than the one that has been sent by him directly. I think that's the point. The parents were asked to step outside to check if they were allowed to register the name, and Dan said it was eventually approved, but through gritted teeth. And that's because Lucifer had shoved his tiny fork in her backside. Right? I mean, the thing is, he'll never get out of his dressing gown, will he, that kid? I mean, I mean cowl. Do you know what I love as well, Gemma? He's never going to be teased at school, is he?
No.
How much of a moron do you have to be to pick on a kid called Lucifer? My dad is bigger than your dad, is he? Well, my dad's the devil, mate. So you're in the shit now, my friend. So that's that. I mean, it's an odd name, innit? I don't know.
Oh, get this. Catherine Hutchinson says she knows of a woman who called her twins Ronan and Keating.
Ronan and Keating. They should call it Bobby and Ball. Bobby Ball, who I met the other week. Lovely man. Absolute legend. Gemma, are we going to do? I'm going to do one more story, and then we're going to go to question of the week, shall we? Or should we go to question of the week now?
Let's do it.
Let's go to question of the week now.
Oh God, I can't get up.
Come on, you can get up off the floor.
Help me.
Off the floor. Come on, lovey.
No, I've gone off.
The time always goes so quick, doesn't it? We did all them food things. Are you really struggling?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh,
I started your music.
Oh.
Come on. Oh God, you need to stop knitting and start stretching. She's up. She's up.
Oh, that was bad.
Right, Scott, do this please for real. I don't
10
know.
minutes old. 10 minutes old.
10 minutes old. Shut
He
up.
keeps looking at comments that are 10 minutes old.
Right, I think they might mean that do a sketch of being
20,
a weatherman.
They're probably 30 minutes old now.
Oh,
with
right.
Nana.
All right, okay.
Right, you
Go on
ready?
then. Boom. Big. All right. Question of the week, clever.
Extended version.
Extended version. You can stay up if you want.
Oh,
I don't
right,
understand. Guess this, the question of the week was Road to Hell. We want to know some of your
Road to
journeys.
Hell.
Right. Karen Potter. This exact day last year. I love how she says that, Gemma.
Yes.
This exact day.
Yes.
It's burned into my brain. We were on our way back from a family meal. Mum was driving, was even fairly local. She took a wrong turn because she decided she knew better than the sat-nav.
Oh.
Now, we know someone who does that.
Oh,
Roy Bennett
this
drives
is
against his sat-nav because he wants it to reroute and agree with him. And I've said to him, Dad, she'll said to go left. He says, no.
Yeah.
She always gets it wrong, this woman. Calls her Julie. Julie always gets it wrong. Look, son, look. She'll change her mind in a minute. Well, she will if you keep moving, mate, won't she?
Yeah.
And he says, what is it with parents? She says, she went down farm tracks, through potholes.
Yeah.
Her driving leaves a lot to be desired.
Yes.
At the best of times, right? She says, nephew, myself and sister in the back, killing ourselves. What a magical mystery it's tour we had. How we got out alive, God only knows. What an end to a birthday. I didn't know, Karen. I reckon you didn't know, Karen, if you were going out for your birthday or your mum was going to bury your body. I don't know. It sounded like she went off road. There's a few here now.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Karen. We've got some here, Gemma. Rachel Mary.
Oh, we can
Rachel
always
Mary.
rely on Rachel.
When she was a kid, our large family set off for our annual holiday to North Wales. I mean, already that I can smell the egg sandwiches, and I can smell the sort of all the family being thrown together. Piece pressed up against the glass, Gemma. Condensation, no aircon. North Wales. 8 kids, mate, in an estate, and a stressed mum and dad up front. She heard noises above, and then jeans, swimming costumes, bras, knickers started coming down the side of the windows, Gem. And her dad said, "Oh my good fathers," which is a great. I've never heard of that one.
Oh my good fathers.
Oh my good fathers.
I love that.
Oh
I'm
my
having
good
that.
fathers. Oh godfathers. Oh my godfathers. Not good fathers. I can't read. Oh my godfathers. Oh my Don.
good fathers.
I'm gonna ask. Suggest another one there, Rachel. Oh my Don Corleones. Oh my godfathers. And he says the roof rack. And it's bloody hell. That was her mum said. I've got this wrong.
Yeah.
Her mum said, "Oh my godfathers, the roof rack." Dad said, "Bloody hell!" Right, and all the luggage, Gemma, and all the bungees twanged, and it covered the motorway and the hard shoulder. A lorry stopped to grab all the belongings, and They had to meet, still sobbing. We returned home with the luggage on our knees. My eldest sister was heartbroken that her new cream flares and pink cheesecloth shirt were covered in oil and tyre marks after being run over by a truck. It's the days before roof boxes, Rachel Mary, and I love my roof box. Gemma won't let me put it on this weekend. I said to her,
we didn't need it for 2 days.
I want to put a roof box on. I don't care.
We didn't need it for 2 days.
I don't care. I want my roof box on. I don't care if I've just got a couple of cans in there.
Did you put your roof box on?
No.
Right, who won?
I want... I just want a couple of cans rolling around in there. I don't care.
Read the T-shirt, my friend.
What? Boss. Yeah, it says boss on there. I like a roof box. I like a roof box. Right, anyway, that's it. Paul McGeady from Monkey Beds fame.
Yes.
Monkey Beds. Right, here we go.
Psyching
myself up for this one. Journey from Hell.
Yes.
Landed in Moscow. Was collected by the...
Moscow?
Oh. He landed in Moscow.
Very good.
Was collected by the taxi company,
yeah,
who didn't speak any English. The food on the plane obviously didn't agree with me. During the taxi journey, I suddenly had to go.
Oh, had to go.
3 hours into a 4-hour traffic jam. I'm desperately trying to Google translate into Russian. Don't pull over. If you don't pull over somewhere, mate, I'm going to shit myself.
Oh,
Eventually got to the hotel at midnight. They had no booking for me, and I had to pay $200 for the last room, which was a shithole.
Oh no, that's horrible.
That's an awful situation. We've all been in that situation, Paul. I mean, I haven't, but you have. We've been in a situation, haven't we? We've been in a situation when we went to Barcelona.
No, we flew into Girona.
Flew into my Girona, that's where we flew into.
Girona.
And then he decided to drive.
We were off to Calais, Palafrugell.
And then her dad drove and took wrong exit after wrong exit.
It wasn't his fault though, was it?
Why?
Because who went in the garage?
Me.
Me?
You.
And I didn't speak very good Spanish at the time.
Gemma didn't speak Spanish properly. The language teacher, this is.
Yeah, and this is pre-sat-nav.
Yeah, we knew we were in trouble when we saw signs for snowflakes and we could see the Pyrenees.
No, because that was the point. We couldn't see, because it was night time.
Pitch black.
We couldn't see anything. We couldn't see
Horrible.
The sea wasn't to our right.
Yes.
And we drove 2 hours in the wrong direction.
Awful situation. But we got there in the end, and I remember just her dad at one point with his head on the steering wheel like that. It's 2 here from... I'm going to read a couple more. There's a very quick one here from Stuart Turner. Many years ago, when I was a teenager, I got the ferry from Roscoff to Plymouth. It was delayed. A big truck appeared, the side opened, and they gave away free artichokes. That's the end of the story there. I don't even know what that is, Stuart. That sounds like you were drunk for the entire thing.
Brilliant. I love it.
Lorna Litchfield, coming back from France.
Right.
She picked up a snack box with a drink for a 2-hour journey. Totally forgot about the items in the hubby's bag. Went through the scanner, said that liquids in the bag, which she'd forgotten. She thought, no, this isn't the one. This isn't the one.
What?
No, I can't tell you this one. She's got like loads of stories of her going through security. Right. One of them, she said, she was on a plane.
Yeah.
She couldn't do a seatbelt up.
Yeah.
She was trying.
Yeah.
And the air hostess came over, reached down, pulled out a hammer.
What?
There was a hammer down the seat.
No.
And then she just put it in her bra and walked off down the aisle. Amazing.
No, what?
So Lorna Litchfield, if Lorna Litchfield is on your flight, get off. Because she seems like she's a terrorism incident waiting to happen. This you'll never believe. There was another one. We were on our way to Thailand. It's a plane. It's always a plane. She sounds jinxed. Halfway through the journey, I visited the toilet, came back to my seat to look for my hand cream. Due to the pressure of the tube, it had exploded all over the windows. It was in my hair, over the people in front and behind. You couldn't make it up. My husband gets scared travelling with me, especially when we came back from Colombia. Now there's another story. I must be the unluckiest person in the world to travel. The Colombia one, a juice from her snack box exploded. The noise was so loud, everyone stopped and thought the security reached for their guns. There was orange juice everywhere. My jaw was on the floor, wishing I wasn't there. No idea where the top had vanished to. Maybe ripped a hole in the ceiling. Security ran over, took the bottle off me, and got them to believe it was Just Juice. Was it Just Juice? Is that the brand?
God.
Eventually, I was allowed on the plane, but with sticky hands. I am never flying with her. She frightens me. Do you know what? I think travel sickness is one of those things I always get on ferries. Back to ferries. I always get travel sick on ferries, Jen. As a kid, I always remember just going up to the top of the deck, right, and just standing there getting hit by salt water for 2 hours. I looked like a shit Kate Winslet in Titanic. That's all I did, because I mean, that's the thing now, isn't it? I mean, I mentioned the travel sickness. That's always the same thing when we're travelling with kids, isn't it? Yeah. Because if you're travelling with kids, they're hungry, they're tired, they want to stop, they feel sick. Like, the feel sick is the worst one.
I hate it!
When your kid says, I feel sick, that's all the information you get. It's a nightmare, right? Because what does that even mean, Jem?
Well,
it's like
try going on a coach trip with 100 kids to Germany.
Gemma was a teacher; she didn't kidnap them. But it's like when they say I feel sick. How long have we got? It's like when the government. The same thing is when the government raise the terrorist threat level, Jem. They're like, it's critical now, and you're like, right, cheers. Yeah. What am I supposed to do? Nothing, mate. You just carry on. Well, so you just exist in a state of perpetual panic, knowing that at any point this thing behind you could go off. Yeah. And you forget about it. You start to relax, don't you? Yeah. You're driving along, just sucking on the Werthers, listening to the twits. Yeah. Half an hour later, you're pulled over in a lay-by on the side of the A1, picking the carrots out your hair vents.
Oh, stop! No! I hate stuff like that!
I hate travelling with kids.
I hate that. Don't talk about it.
There's a lot of falling asleep. Holly Bennett said her and Ross were in Edinburgh one year, fell asleep, ended up going miles, 7 miles out of the way on a bus. And I did that.
God.
Do you remember? We were staying in a caravan in Edinburgh in 2015 because I was having a fringe experience, a bit like Alan Partridge. I seemed to be actually in a static home. I honestly, I used to fall asleep on the bus every night, and I'd end up having to go to the depot, and the driver didn't just turn around and carry on. He turned the engine off and had his sandwiches, and I had to sit at the back of the bus, Jem, just me watching a man eat his sandwiches and drink his tea for 25 minutes before we'd set off back again. It was awful. Awful.
Oh, Catherine's just shared something. I'm sure everybody's read it. Sitting upright in 3rd class for 12 hours on a Chinese train while passengers around us gobbed incessantly on the floor.
Oh, that sounds like you're in midst of a stag do.
That is grim.
I've just seen that Joanne Caveney Davis says, what WTF is the whoops aisle? That says everything we need to know about you, Joanne. They don't have it at Waitrose, darling.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Do you know what they have at Waitrose instead of a whoops aisle?
What?
I beg your pardon, aisle. I beg your pardon, aisle. Okay, boomer. People are now. All right, now I've started a little war here between people. Anyway, there's one here, Gemma.
They're 20 minutes old, those comments.
Okay, good. There's an anonymous comment here, Gemma.
Oh,
Anonymous.
I love anon.
I was a young man backpacking through Europe. Right. Part of my travels, one day I visited Istanbul. Istanbul. I can't speak today. Istanbul. I was arrested going through customs when the police found a kilo of marijuana up my bottom. Wow.
No, this isn't
Listen,
true.
I spent 4 years in a Turkish prison, living in squalor and degradation, before finally escaping by dressing as a prison guard. That's actually the plot to Midnight Express. I just wanted to do that to wind Gemma up.
Oh, God.
That's nothing real.
I was thinking, can you tell me who this is when we're...
I'm going to say one more thing before I ring my parents.
Right, come on then, hurry up.
Hurry up. Do you know one of the worst journeys I've ever had?
Oh,
it's a very short journey. It's not Benidorm.
Oh.
This one, we were going on the train to Nottingham. Do you remember this? There was me, you and Olivia. Sophia wasn't around. She wasn't born. At the time,
Liv... I don't remember this.
Right, Liv was about 2 or 3. Now, she was being potty trained. Now, when she was having little accidents all the time, wasn't she, Jem? Now, when the kids have little accidents, when they're young, what do, Jem? You take some pants with you. You take some spare knickers with you, because you never know when they're going to soil themselves, right? So that day, I had a load stuffed into my coat pocket, right? We're waiting to get on the train to Nottingham. Now, Olivia had a toy, Joe Jingle's teddy bear. Do you remember this? She dropped it, and it fell out of her hands, hit the train tracks, and rolled underneath the train. And I remember a guy behind me just went, cruel death. Which was a brilliant moment. Cruel death. Now, I wanted to get it, and I said, Gemma wanted to get it. She was like, you need to get that toy for her. I was like, I can't. That's electrified train tracks. I'm not going to risk death for a cuddly toy. She said it was 25 quid. I said, I'll get the next one. I jumped down, Gemma, got this teddy, got on the train. They'd gone into Nottingham. I was sat there alone on the train, and I realised that people were staring at me. And I didn't know why. And I realised when I finally got to Nottingham train station, people, I was clutching a teddy bear. And not only was I clutching a teddy bear, a man alone clutching a teddy bear, what had spilled out my pockets?
Kids' pants.
Children's pants. My daughter's Hello Kitty knickers were spilling. I looked like a perverted Pied Piper, just sat there. Awful moment that was.
That's awful.
An awful situation.
I completely forgot about that.
Yes,
It's
indeed,
a true
indeed.
story.
It's a true story. Well, I mean, the thing is as well, kids travel in style now.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
That, I was moaning like, you know what? Rachel Mary was on about the state of that car, 8 to a car. My kids travel like they're in like movie stars.
Right, we need both hands here.
She can't get up. Come on, you.
Right.
Come on. Tension.
Stop!
Push.
Stop!
Stand up. What are you doing? Get up. Come here.
Oh, God!
Don't just stand up. Every week we have an incident. I'm sorry about this, everyone.
I can't go.
You can get up.
I can't go.
Just put your feet on the floor.
God. Oh.
I can't get up.
Oh.
She had an incident. There you go.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, you're up, aren't you?
Oh.
Oh, God
Dear
almighty.
me.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh dear. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I'm just going to say that kids don't know they're born now, travelling around in luxury.
Didn't we used to have another jingle?
We did.
No.
It's not the time to do
Question
this.
of the week.
Question of the week. Quarantine quarrels.
Oh, that was it. That was
Yeah.
the fella.
We haven't really got any quarrels. We've been getting on.
Well, it's because you've gone back to work a bit.
Savage. Let us ring my parents.
Right then, okay. Let me just sort this out then, Duck. Oh.
Let us ring my parents.
Right, hang on a minute. Ode fire, everyone. Ode fire.
Old fire. Ode
Fire.
Let's turn this up. Let's ring the birthday guys.
Oh, can we all sing happy birthday? I know everybody will join in at home.
Oh, good. That's a little bit of weirdness.
It's all right.
I think it's the weather.
Hello?
Hello.
Happy birthday to you.
We've done this.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, you cut us off.
She's cut us off. I'll ring again. Here
That's
we
never
go.
happened before.
Maybe she didn't want to be reminded of her 70th.
Hello?
Hello. What happened there?
Is that you, Scott?
It is.
Yay!
Sorry, love, was it that you before?
Yeah!
Oh, sorry, I thought it was somebody going to, just about when I put you on to that.
Oh, people. My mum's Scatman John.
We were just all singing happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much. Well, because you've been with us on our birthday, I thought it was someone else. And
Did you think, oh God, I better hang up quick because Scott's going to ring?
You thought I've got to prioritise the shed show. Well
Yeah,
done.
well done. Just cut them off straight away. Cut.
I've been trained well.
We need
Yes.
to keep the airways clear.
That's it.
Absolutely.
What you gonna? We've been talking. What you gonna play? You've had a nice week. What are you gonna play for us tonight? Is it 73 and 70?
We've had a nice week.
Well,
Well, we had one nice day, didn't we?
yeah, one
Yeah,
nice
we
day.
did. It's absolutely belted it down since we got home.
Yeah, you know, your mother's not very well. She's got trench foot.
Someone said here that social services. It's true that are alerted when you try and give your kid a weird name.
Really?
Because if you called your kid like someone tried to call their kid sex fruit in Australia.
Right.
And you can't you can't just call your kid random names. Like you can't call your kid like names like Exxon Valdez or something like after a tanker.
God.
I mean, you let me name my brother, didn't you?
Yes.
Your name dropped.
I know, and he's never forgiven me.
Oh.
We regret. I mean, Sills regretted it ever since.
Are you gonna
Yeah, what have you got for us this week?
What you got for us?
Well,
Got to be a quick decision, Gemma.
I know, well, you've been, to be honest, you've been looking after us for the last 2 days, so you've
Yeah.
not had much time, have you?
Yeah, so we didn't have much time.
because of the second day that we had when we went to Sunny Brid,
Yes.
That threw you.
we've got one that's it was by John Fogerty and recorded by the Creedence Clearwater Revival. It's called "Have You Ever Seen the Rain?"
Well done.
Well done.
Have you ever seen the rain? I'm going to put my bonnet on.
Mate. Okay.
Let's have
Okay,
it.
we're ready.
We're putting my bonnet on. I'm going to listen to the tunes.
told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. And it's over, so they say, it'll rain on a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I know, have you ever seen the rain?
Lots of it gets rich.
I know, have you ever seen the rain?
Loads of it.
Coming down on a sunny day. Yesterday and days before, sunny cold and rainy hard. I know it's been that way for all my time. Forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow. I know it can stop, but I wonder. I know, have you ever seen the rain? I know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day.
Okay, this one. I like it. We love that one. That was such a folky tune, Mum and Dad.
It. Oh, I hope
But we haven't had long to sing it. We've only sung it twice.
that was very good.
Mum
And
was like, we haven't had long. We've only had
Yeah, well,
we've only had 17 hours.
I'm sure that Auntie Peggy will be there to give full critique.
Yes.
I hope she's on hand.
Oh, yeah.
She'll be watching and listening.
Yes.
We sang it once in 2019.
And once tonight.
And once tonight.
Yes. You did absolutely brilliant.
Well done,
Thank
guys.
you, Mum and Dad.
And happy
We love-
birthday
Happy
again.
birthday. We love you so much. Thank you for being involved
Thank
every
you very
week.
much.
And thank you for all our lovely gifts and our
It's a
lovely
pleasure.
time.
You're welcome.
It's a
We
pleasure.
love you.
I mean, obviously, my dad's shirt didn't fit, but we'll sort that out.
It's in the post. It's on its way.
Wishes as well.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh,
You're part of the Shed family, Dad. They'll look after you. The Shed Showdians. We'll love you. I'll see you on the license fee march.
We love you all.
See you later. Say goodbye. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Aww.
Mags and
I
Roy.
love
Mags and Roy. The end of the show, people.
Yay.
The end of the show. There's been loads of people
sorry
commenting.
about that, everyone.
There's been loads of people commenting.
What they're saying?
Just lovely sort of reminiscing, chatting to each other.
Yeah.
I get the feeling like it's like a pub. And
It
we're in the
is.
corner doing the entertainment. You
It
guys
is.
are just chatting amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
We've got a bit pixelated a bit tonight
It don't
sometimes.
matter.
I don't know if it's the weather or what.
It is. It's Storm Rita.
It's Storm Rita. It's not. It's Storm Francis.
Is it?
I think it's not Storm Liam Gallagher coming yet. I don't know. It might be Storm Olivia. I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for joining us this week. Stand Up From the Shed, week 24. We'll be here next week, same time, 8:15 on a Thursday night. We love you all. Have a wonderful week. If you did enjoy the show, you know what to do. Drop a donation. Doesn't matter if you didn't. Just share it. Share the stream. I'm going to be putting a lot more clips out that I haven't been putting out recently. I've been a bit slow, so I do apologise. This weekend's gigs, I don't know why I'm promoting them, but I might as well.
There's people going to see you.
Scallywags in Cheltenham, closing there on Saturday night. Sunday I'm doing free, Gem. I'm doing one in a farm.
That's just greedy.
Then I'm off to Grange Brewery to do an hour show. I think that's sold out. Oh, sorry. And then I've got another one back at the same farm. It's going to be chaos, but I'm sort of excited. So have a wonderful evening.
Night, everybody.
Enjoy the rest
Stand
of your
Up
evening.
From the Shed,
Oh, look at
brought
that.
to you by Interlude.
Oh,
Promoting
thank you very
live
much.
comedy, music and fringe events
Beautiful.
around the Midlands.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye,
Good
everyone.
night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.